Hey everybody, so last night I, for some reason, forced myself into seeing a Madea family funeral directed by Tyler Perry and starring Tyler Perry. Yes, there are other actresses and actors in this movie, but I do not care to say their names. This movie, if I may simply put it, fuck you. This is one of the least enjoyable experiences I have ever had in a theater. And that's not talking about what was going on in the theater seats with me from my fellow viewers. The acting across the board for this movie is awful. It feels like a midday soap opera that got canceled halfway through its first season. The comedy is weak. The drama is terrible. It is eye-rolling and skin crawling, some of the scenes that are in this movie. It is so forced and over the top melodramatic, and it is so woefully painful. The set design for this movie is terrible. In one of the scenes, the kitchen dining table is moving and shaking because somebody stood up from it. There is a bench seating at a kitchen table that is a circular table. They're living in this house, which is what I suppose is their family house, but it shows no sign whatsoever that it belongs to this family. It feels like a Broadway play stage that was thrown together in 5 minutes with extra pieces of furniture and housing decoration that were found in the soundstage. The score is atrocious. The music is way too high in certain scenes, and the music only stops when there is a joke to be made. You can hear it throughout every scene, and it is so painfully average, and the only thing you would expect to see in a scene like this is exactly what you get in this movie. The script and the story is terrible. It's only set up to go from set to set, scene to scene, joke to joke, or overdramatic moment to melodramatic moment. That is this entire movie. That's all it's filled with. And it is terrible. And to make things even worse, there is no fucking ending to this movie. It just ends. Madea walks away from the house, and it cuts to black. It doesn't answer any of the questions that were left over. It doesn't show what happens to the relationships, what happens to the people, or what's going on with these way too overdramatic moments. You don't see characters in the end of the movie. Where did they go? What happened? What's happening with the one guy and his girlfriend, his fiance that cheated on him? You don't get an answer. Is what's his name going to change? No, you don't get a fucking answer. The movie just ends. And in this final scene, Mike Tyson shows up, driving a Chrysler convertible, going a very reasonable speed, going away from the house. Now, if you have ever seen Mike Tyson's face, you know that's never going to fucking happen. This movie, it just never ends, and it just keeps going until that abrupt ending. It's an hour and 50 minutes for no reason. No reason at all. I legit almost fell asleep during this movie. I was so painfully bored watching this. It is devoid of any enjoyment that I could have possibly gotten from it. I can understand how some people would like these characters and would like stories like this and find this comedy enjoyable, but maybe I'm just not the audience for this. I have to give this movie a 2.2 out of 10, and I would not recommend it to anybody.